Volume 1, Chapter 5, The Hunters of the Paleolithic. Long before the rise of civilizations, before great cities and mighty empires existed even as distant possibilities, the lands of Morocco were already home to men and women who had mastered the greatest survival skill of all, the ability to understand the natural world around them. They possessed neither palaces nor temples nor armies. Their greatest wealth was knowledge. They knew how to recognize the coming of the rains, how to read the tracks left by animals in the earth, and how to listen to the wind announcing the changing seasons. These Paleolithic hunters were anything but primitive in the modern sense of the word. They were extraordinary observers of nature, capable of surviving in ever-changing environments through intelligence, cooperation, and experience accumulated over countless generations. Prehistoric Morocco was a land of remarkable diversity. Its landscapes evolved continuously over thousands of years. During human periods, vast green plains supported immense herds of wildlife. At other times, increasing aridity forced human communities to adapt to new environmental challenges. For these early hunters, the land was not divided by borders or territories. It was a world of invisible pathways known only through memory and tradition. Every mountain, valley, and river possessed its own significance and guided the movements of entire communities. At sunrise, hunting parties often left their camps to follow the tracks of gazelles or ancient wild cattle. Others searched for edible plants, fruits, and shellfish along rivers and coastlines. Elders shared their knowledge with younger generations, teaching them where to find water during dry seasons, how to shape better tools, and how to avoid the predators that still ruled portions of the landscape. Hunting was essential, but it represented only one aspect of their daily lives. Survival depended upon cooperation. Every member of the community contributed to the well-being of the group. The stone tools discovered throughout Morocco's archaeological sites reveal extraordinary technical abilities. Over hundreds of thousands of years, manufacturing techniques became increasingly sophisticated. Stones were carefully selected and expertly shaped into tools designed for specific purposes. Every fragment of flint recovered by archaeologists tells a story that has remained silent for tens of thousands of years. Behind every tool lies a human hand, a gesture learned, practiced, and perfected across generations. Fire transformed human existence in profound ways. It brought light into the darkness, offered protection from predators, and made food safer and easier to consume. Around ancient hearths, the earliest stories were likely shared. Experiences were passed on, dangers were discussed, and knowledge was preserved. If we could stand beside a Paleolithic camp in Morocco 50,000 years ago, we would probably be astonished by its level of organization. These men and women understood their environment intimately. They knew where to find the finest materials for their tools, when to move according to climatic changes, and how to survive within an unpredictable world. Their camps were far more than temporary shelters. They were living spaces where daily life unfolded and where generations of knowledge were transmitted. Archaeological evidence even suggests that some regions were repeatedly occupied over thousands of years, demonstrating the enduring relationship between human communities and their environment. Prehistoric Morocco was never isolated from the rest of North Africa. Modern research increasingly demonstrates that human populations moved throughout the region for tens of thousands of years. They likely exchanged technologies, tools, and perhaps even cultural traditions long before the emergence of recorded history. These ancient human networks existed millennia before the great trade routes that would later define Morocco's historical importance. The Paleolithic world was also far from static. Climate continued to evolve. Some animal species disappeared, while others arrived. Entire ecosystems transformed themselves over time, forcing human populations to adapt continuously. Perhaps this capacity for adaptation remains humanity's greatest inheritance from these early ancestors. They left behind neither monuments nor written chronicles, yet their legacy surrounds us. In every stone tool uncovered by archaeologists, in every prehistoric site excavated across Morocco, and in every scientific discovery that brings us closer to understanding their lives. Their story reminds us of a profound truth. Humanity's first great achievements were neither military nor political. They were the triumphs of intelligence, cooperation, and resilience. Long before kingdoms and empires emerged, the first inhabitants of Morocco had already accomplished one of humanity's most extraordinary feats, learning not merely to survive in a wild world, but to become part of it.